We are back on Royals franchise, and I'll tell you something I didn't realize when checking the top prospects for the first time. We have the number 2 prospect in all of baseball, and it wasn't our number 1 pick or our first round pick last year, number 6 overall in Morgan Gilly. He sits somewhere around the 60s, I believe. I think that's lack of top tier potential. He is number 83 actually. B potential, but is a 65 overall and could earn the call up sooner rather than later. But we have the number 2 prospect in baseball. You can see Spencer Jones, who we acquired via trade. I know people were upset about that. Listen, I'm a Yankees fan. I know they wouldn't trade him in real life, or at least they didn't. He's got B potential. His hitting numbers are not especially good. He's not the top prospect here in the game that he might be in real life. But you can also see Royals in the top 100. Juan Soriano, our second round pick. He's enjoyed a really nice start in the minors so far, and he's at AA as a 22-year-old. You'd expect him to be pretty good, but first season really of pro ball for him. So it's good to see that he's playing really, really well already. And then if you look at these 3 in a row, we drafted Bobby Montez. He, of course, started at AA. He's enjoyed a pretty good start. 8 earned runs in 24 2/3 innings, striking out close to a batter per inning with an ERA under 3. Elijah Green, who we traded for, again, another guy. High volatility as a prospect. Same thing with Spencer Jones. Only B potential in the game. Hitting attributes are not especially good, but got him at AAA. He's not playing so well to start the year. Rhett Park, we drafted. Got lucky with his potential, but the attributes are in a pretty bad spot, so there's a lot of work that needs to be done. But MLB The Show calls him a top 30 prospect in all of baseball for me, not just within the organization. Blake Mitchell, our catching prospect, real-life player, just B potential, but up to a 71 overall. Number 19 prospect in baseball, and I believe the top catcher not named Ethan Salas there at number 1. But Chris Bates, number 2 prospect in baseball, and we're going to start this episode with his start at AA. His stats so far in 4 starts, just 1 win, has gone just over 20 innings, allowed 10 earned runs in those 21 innings. It's a good for a 4.22 ERA. Not really striking too many guys out, but the whip is in a really good spot. Just 1.17 walks and hits per innings pitched so far. His K per 9 needs to be in a better spot if he's going to up those strikeouts, but I like that he's getting better. He's only 18 years old at AA. That's phenomenal. 51 walks per 9, but only 23 home runs per 9. So I think that's why he's allowed 3 home runs in these 21 innings. But it's not, brutal. But conveniently for us, his turn in the rotation is today. So we are going to play here, and we'll see what we can get done. Of course, we are Northwest Arkansas, and we will player lock with Chris Bates. Morgan Gilly in the lineup, Juan Soriano, of course, members of our first draft class and back-to-back picks for us, really, even though not, back-to-back in the actual draft, but back-to-back picks for us. Chris Bates will be the focus, though. Number 2 prospect in baseball. Come out here and shove. Shut down the Springfield Cardinals. They're hitting really well to start the year. Look at all those super high averages. We've got a lot of work to do. And here is Chris Bates. Here is the scouting report on him. He features a 4-seam fastball, changeup, 12-6, and a slider. And can't see the individual pitch break here in the game. Might be able to do that back in the menu. But doesn't throw especially hard, but is a lefty. And maybe that velo could go up. Fastball looks like it gets as high as 95. So sitting low to mid 90s here is an 18-year-old. And there's 95 right out of the gate. We might have a special talent with Chris Bates. At just 18 years old, not going to get the call here. Sets up 2-0. And you typically wouldn't want to throw a curveball in this spot. I want to get a strike in there, but we find a strike at the top of the zone. A little unorthodox with the 12-6. Maybe back to the fastball now. And that ball is served into right field for a single. So the first batter reaches base here. And Chris Bates' perfect game is over. Unfortunate, but just having a little bit of trouble locating. That one wasn't exactly in a bad spot, but good piece of hitting by the leadoff guy there. We do get this first out here on the second batter. Levinson flies out to left. And I'd like Chris Bates to just settle in. If you see his pitch mix, It does look like more of a strikeout repertoire. No cutter, no sinker. Don't know if he's going to be much of a double play guy. Maybe that changeup, we can get somebody to get out in front of it. And that could be a double play. Diving stop by the shortstop. Not hit hard enough or to him enough to be a double play. They're going to call that a base hit. So 2 runners on here as Chris Bates made a good pitch, got a good result based on the batted ball profile, but couldn't get a good result on the field as everybody's safe. 2-2. Come on, Bates, showing that slider for the first time. No bite. 3-2. Let's go back to that changeup. Looks like it could be a plus pitch, and that's a big strikeout. Chris Bates does not give in and baits him low in the zone. Obviously looking for a fastball. It gets the changeup instead. Beautiful spot, and the best result we could have had there. Big K. Lefty, lefty. It's a good spot for us. Need to locate. Yeah, 95-mile-per-hour fastball will play. Not going to go back-to-back, though. There's a slider taken for ball number 1. How about a changeup? That changeup's a good pitch. Got a weak result. First baseman Juan Soriano takes it himself. And we managed to hold on to the 1-0 lead. So not a clean first inning by any means, but could have been a lot worse. And I really think this changeup is going to be the pitch to lean on. Catcher keeps calling for other pitches, but the changeup is consistently the one that they're either missing or hitting weakly. The fastball, we're just not getting enough calls on it. I know, of course, the fastball sets up the changeup. You see very few guys that are really changeup heavy. It does happen. There was an older reliever for the Orioles a couple years back. He's going to roll over on the slider, but that finds a way to travel into center field for a base hit. Another leadoff man reaches on Chris Bates. But there was an old Orioles reliever that was fastball was like 5% of the time. I felt like changeup was his primary pitch, and you do see it from time to time, but it is a rarity. Tommy Canley's another changeup guy. Friend of the channel, Tommy Canley. He's, again, heavy changeup, and that'd be a little bit bizarre for a starting pitcher. As Bates does a great job getting to the bag. Double play. What an athletic play from Chris Bates. That changeup is just going to work. It's been the primary pitch so far in this one, but if they're going to hit the fastball or even get lucky with some of their hits, you know, go to what works, and the changeup has been a really effective pitch. That fastball still could be the primary, right? But the changeup is really featuring heavily here, and I don't mind it. Ground ball past Bates. Is that back up the middle? It's another single. Again, we really haven't seen a ball hit particularly hard fair yet, but a lot of hits allowed for Chris Bates. Oh, that was actually called a ball. Why is this fastball not getting these strikes? That one hit fairly well to left center, but center fielder, first-round draft pick Morgan Gilly is able to make the play. Great speed in center field. That's going to play at Kauffman in Kansas City. And people keep asking, hey, make the Royals downtown stadium. I don't really know what to do about that. I feel like Kauffman's more recognizable. We know they're going to be in Kauffman for a while longer. I'm not ready to create a stadium for the Royals yet downtown. And I don't know what the process even is with that. You guys might have to help me out with that somewhere down the line. Could be fun to do that eventually. But we're going to stay in Kauffman for now. Very deep park. And big strikeout. First one, I believe, for Chris Bates. Slider, back foot, tied him up. Tried the curveball. Missed it way high before. Got a good swing there. What about high heat? The problem is we're not getting calls up in the zone on the fastball. At 93, I mean, maybe that plays at Double-A. But you got to throw a little bit harder than that, I think, in the majors to get, you know, the fastball by somebody. 95, you can get away with it. Now, in real life, it's a lot about IVB, which I believe is inverted vertical break, or it's some type of perceived vertical break. Basically, it's the ride of your fastball. Pitchers with a low release angle can make the fastball look like it rises almost because it doesn't drop so much because the release angle is lower. And, you know, sometimes you can play with that. Don't have to throw especially hard because it looks faster, because it looks like it doesn't drop as much. Yeah, IVB is induced vertical break. It's just about that fastball ride. Just looked it up to confirm. Got Young 0-2. Definitely a batter we need to put away. Catcher calling for the fastball, but no. We call our own pitches. Slider The lefties are just not chasing that. We need to get it up. Are we not tunneling it enough? And it's another ground ball base hit off Chris Bates. Had him 0-2 to 1-2 and then allowed a 2-out hit. 2-2 to Nwogu. Got to go back to that changeup. And it's another strikeout. I'm telling you, that changeup's the pitch. Oh, dude, no one is biting on the slider. Is he tipping the pitch? The lefties should be chasing that a little bit more than they are. But they are just not biting down in the zone. We need to show that fastball down in the zone then. No, they're ready for it. And it's another base hit to start an inning. I mean, you can't argue that Chris Bates isn't pitching well right now. But, or like, is pitching well. He's been fine. But is not dominating. But he's an 18-year-old at AA. So it's expected for him to be maybe not dominant at this point. But at some point, I do want to see him just tear through a lineup. And, you know, maybe against a more pitcher-friendly umpire, we'll get some more calls. But, you know, I'd like this slider to be a big pitch. That's like a big part of a lefty's arsenal. Like, you look at a Chris Sale, who is dominated with a fastball slider approach in his career. And Andrew Miller out of the bullpen did it for a while. There are a number of lefties that you look at, and their slider is what makes them a dominant pitcher. And here, I mean, I think we've thrown one strike with it. The breaking balls are just not doing it. It's only been fastball changeup that yield any type of positive result, and it's mostly the changeup, which makes sense against the righties. That changeup really should play up. But Jaeger not going to chase it. 2-2, fastball, strike 3. Nice pitch away. I think that's strikeout number 3. 0-2 to 0 pitch. Strike 3. Would have been nice. I mean, it's a good location for the slider. Against a righty, you know, even though they have the platoon advantage, a lefty has so many things they can go to. Back foot slider, change up away. Still can, you know, burn by him with the heat. So I really do have high hopes for Bates somewhere in the future. But if you're not getting that call, I mean, it's going to be tough to pitch. It's a very clear strike, and it's not like, you know, we're getting calls down in the zone either. It's a very, very tight box as Chris Bates continues to get squeezed. A lot of questionable things I just said all in a row. That's all right. 1-2 to Rivas. Good spot. Ground ball. And it's another ground ball base hit. I'm getting fluked right now. And I say that because these are not hit especially hard. These are just squeaking through, but that's baseball. Hit it where they ain't. And again, I question, what is this zone? What is this strike zone? Ground ball. This could be 2. There's 1. Back on a first. Double play. Bates is cruising. As long as you factor in he allows probably a base runner per inning, if not more. Cardinals have 7 hits, but have yet to plate any of them. They've been close. I think they had a runner on third in the first inning, right? They've at least had a runner in scoring position multiple times. But I need more weak contact to result in outs, just like that one. I think Nwogu has struck out a couple of times so far against Bates, but won't get an opportunity here as the first baseman, Juan Soriano, makes the catch. 2 away. Could be a very quick inning for Chris Bates. He's at 73 pitches. You wonder what a guy really is going to do in the minors in terms of pitch count. And that happens to be a strike now against the lefty. But I wouldn't expect Bates is going to go up near 100. So I'm not saying this is for sure going to be his last batter, but it's a possibility. Of course, in the player lock, the manager makes the calls, as that is called strike 3. Looked like the umpire may have pointed to a swing, but it didn't really look like it. So I'm going to say that caught the bottom of the zone. And Chris Bates does go out there for the 7th inning. This could be a complete game shutout. Just need to continue to work quickly. Maybe Bates just ends up being more of a pitch-to-contact guy, even though the repertoire would suggest that he's going to be a big strikeout guy. But that K per 9 just not quite high enough, as I said. We're going to get him working. We'll figure it out. Because what do aces do? Yes, they limit hard contact and base runners and runs, no question. But aces strike guys out. You see very few real pitch-to-contact aces in Major League Baseball. It does happen. Sandy Alcantara is one that kind of comes to mind. maybe Justin Steele, maybe a little bit, but these guys still are capable of big strikeout performances at times. You know, no one would call Paul Blackburn an ace. Probably the best pitcher the A's have. Chris Bates getting tired. Can he work out of the 7th inning? Gonna be a tough play for Gilly. He'll make it, though. Just a ton of speed in center. And with his energy level, you wonder, what is the leash on Chris Bates here? He's pitched well, but he's at 88 pitches. Seems like any batter could be his last. Would love to end on a strikeout. And there it is. Yeager sits down. And Chris Bates does get another batter. They're going to try to get him through the 7th. And this should be his best start of his career so far. In terms of, 0 runs allowed. 7 innings, that'd be fantastic. But is falling behind Opitz here. And it really has lost the zone. You'd say this is certainly his last batter. That ball's hit hard, but right at the second baseman as Chris Bates goes 7 strong, 0 runs allowed, and finally is relieved. It's going to be Jacob Wallace. But that's a great outing for Chris Bates. Number 2 prospect in baseball. And he got a little bit unlucky with some of the hits tonight. But overall, I would say you can see it. Goes 7 innings, does allow 8 hits, doesn't walk anybody, strikes out 6, wins player of the game. Morgan Gilly, 2 for 3 with a double, scores 2 runs. And that's what we're going to need from him at the major league level. Talking about Morgan Gilly. His speed, if you get on, you got to score. And I love that. That actually brings Chris Bates' ERA down to 3.18. I wish we could see individual game log without going to the calendar, but I'm sure we could just figure it out this way if we wanted to. And just go back through the starts. So it really wouldn't be too much of an issue. On April 19th, Chris Bates went 5 1/3, allowed 3 earned runs, 3 walks, only struck out 4. I expect him to continue to get better as the season goes on. Maybe in training we can make him focus on something in particular. Right now it's a bullpen session for him to get his control, velo, and break up, which is not the worst idea. So I think we're going to just go ahead and keep that way. And we're going to jump into a moment here back at the major league level. It's the Pasquatch. Vinnie Pasquantino, 2 homers already today. Faces right-handed reliever Mike Baumann of the Baltimore Orioles. And we'll see if he can get home run number 3. I think player lock with Bobby Witt Jr. could be good in this episode. We might see that. I like player lock. I like getting through this faster than we did last series with the Reds. But I think that's going to continue to be the focus. Whether or not we're actually going to be able to homer here with Vinnie Pasquantino, that's a different question on timing-based hitting. Caught a bit of a break there. Looked like they brought the minor league umpire and Chris Bates game up here to the major league level. Face Pasquantino, and it's just an inside-out swing. Didn't get all of it. Good pitch to hit, just couldn't turn on it. And that would be the game. Kyle Wright, 7 innings, 6 hits, 8 strikeouts, only walks 2, and 1 earned run. James McArthur with the save, by the way. And in real life, why is James McArthur not the closer? Will Smith, they continue to throw out there. He stinks. Make it James McArthur, please. Nolan Gorman is back off the injured list, though. We're going to stop simulating and insert him back into the lineup. Huge guy to get back. Struggled a little bit to start the year. The numbers are getting worse. That's no good. That's really, really bad. But getting on base at a decent rate. Needs to slug a bit more. Needs to hit a bit more. But I can't move MJ Melendez. MJ Melendez is the heart and soul of our team right now. If you did not watch last episode, MJ Melendez is working toward being the best player in baseball. I don't know what's happening. 7 doubles, 2 triples, 9 home runs. His potential and overall are going up. He's hitting .355 with a .444 on base, .710 slugging for an OPS over 1150. That is wild. I don't know what's happening, but he is just crushing it. I can't move him down in the order. So where does Gorman go? Maybe 5th right now. Because Nelson Velasquez is crushing it. It's a small sample size. I get it for these guys. But this is just going to be the way things are. And maybe Salvi moves up ahead of Pasquantino. Kyle Isbell hitting .357. Okay. Michael Massey didn't really do too much with his opportunity. So Don't really feel too bad about getting him out of the lineup. And I think I will actually put Gorman into the cleanup spot against lefties. Just does hit lefties better. So, kind of makes sense to me. Move McCutchen up. And Pasquantino going to hit 7th. Until he figures it out. I know he just had a 2-home run game. But until he starts getting a bit more consistent, he's going to be hitting down in the order. Just how it's going to be. And in terms of scouting assignments, I did hire new scouts based on the recommendation from, let's see here, Tyler Brooks in the comments said that we should have just our highest discovery scout in our 3rd spot. So these are my new scouts. Sounds like discovery is just its own thing. Robbie Hiyashi is going to be our pitching expert. He's also got great discovery, but I don't figure that's going to matter too much. And we're paying Milt Adams $112K per year, 98 efficiency, 95 pitchers, but 98 position players. So the strategy is going to be just our discovery scout goes and discovers, and then the other 2 are going to be, scouting their positions of, I would say, specialty, their positions that they specialize in. We're going to have our position player guy scout position players individually, and Robbie Hiyashi. Robbie can look at just different pitchers all around, and that's, according to Tyler Brooks in the comments, seemed like a pretty well thought out response. We're going to go ahead and give that a try. I will say it's a bit concerning that Frankie Montas is getting shelled in 30 innings, has an ERA over 7. Maybe we simulate to that date and see how things go. Well, we're going to jump in against Frankie Montas' former team, the Oakland A's. Darrell Hernaiz, Zach Geloff, Justin Henry Malloy, acquired from the Tigers, are on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Brent Rooker at the plate against John Schreiber. This is a make or break situation. We need to limit the A's to 0 runs and are on base. 13th in the league. Every time I see that, makes me super happy based on where we were last year. But this is a make or break spot. We have a pitch to contact pitcher in with that sinker. However, John Schreiber's slider is really more of like a big sweeper, especially from that arm slot. So it can be a big strikeout pitch against right-handed batters. Try to get Rooker to chase. And we're in the process of doing that. Just need to get the slider a little bit more off the plate, but it keeps coming back across. Just get it out. There it is. Strike 3. Rooker chases, leaving all 3 stranded. Huge strikeout from John Schreiber. And we get the win. Frankie Montas picks up the win. 7 hits, 4 walks, 3 earned runs. But we did enough. Nolan Gorman 2 for 3 with a homer. Very nice to see. Triple for Bobby Witt Jr. And I don't want to jinx anything, but we've won 4 in a row. And now it's going to be ace versus ace. Reagans against Bieber. Feels super bad for Shane Bieber in real life. It's been, I think, announced today that he's going to need Tommy John surgery. And Spencer Strider might not be far behind him. So many injuries this year. You really, really hate to see it. But we're going to jump into those Royals whites. Turn quick counts on. And go Reagans versus Bieber. Reagans working a 3.26 ERA, striking out more than 1 batter per inning. I'd love to see that continue. Bobby Witt Jr. just hitting 225. We just cannot seem to get consistent with him. Why is he so bad? Very annoying. The guy is always cold here in MLB The Show land. I hate it. As Reagans will face Story Ruiz, hitting 306. A ton of speed for Ruiz. Got sent down in real life, but Reagans is already pumping 101 on just the 3rd pitch of the game. Curveball does not get Ruiz to chase. I think we try to go for the slider here. Put away pitch, strike 3. Nope. I know it looks very far off the plate, but that's a strikeout pitch from a lefty to a righty. Fastball up, Ruiz stays alive. I'll tell you, these batters are just on the fastball today. Whether it's our top prospect or our top pitcher, the fastball, we can't put anybody away. And now Ruiz has forced this to be an 8-pitch AB. 9 pitches at least. Well, it's going to be 10. Unless we see a pitch clock violation. Curveball. Ground ball at Nolan Gorman. Ruiz wins the battle. Oh, man, that was a really frustrating AB. Story Ruiz, I guess, is the best hitter in baseball now. That's more like it. Zach Geloff strikes out. Slider down and in, perfectly located. And I'd love a double play. J.P. Crawford has found his way to the A's as Astoria Ruiz takes off for second. We were not going to have a play. Simply no play. 13 stolen bases already for Ruiz. Strike 3. J.P. Crawford goes back to the dugout. Back-to-back Ks for Cole Reagans. Don't even need to worry about Astoria Ruiz when you can strike out the entire A's lineup. This is the type of team you'd face. You're hoping for a perfect game. It's your best shot, probably. But a one-hitter I'd settle for, although it might even be worse than that. Deep fly ball to left center. Melendez going back at the wall, leaps and makes the catch. He's on track for a silver slugger at the plate and maybe now a gold glove in left field. Brent Rooker can't believe it. We caught a break. Full count to Michael Garcia. Fastball hit on the ground towards short. It's Darrell Hernaiz making the play. I do want to show the Bobby Witt Jr. at bat. Not going to show every AB this game, but some of our guys that need to get going, you know, out or not, we're going to show it. Bobby Witt Jr. Ground ball right to shortstop again. Can we make it 3? The red-hot MJ Melendez rips this one foul. Good changeup, well located there from Bieber. You know, if Melendez can sit back on that, probably do a ton of damage, but can't quite do it. And the hot streak continues for Melendez. 2-out base knock over the leaping first baseman. And we'll take that. I mean, MJ Melendez doesn't need to homer every time to stay red hot. Velasquez average has dipped under 300 here, but is still, you know, on fire if it's right down the middle according to those hot zones. We're going to pop this one up. Can't really even believe we made contact on that. Tough inning. Tough inning. This ball's absolutely crushed. Are you kidding me? Lawrence Butler, as we have Kyle Isbell in right. Drew Waters probably playing center today. It's a bit of a weird one. It's a leadoff double, though, for Lawrence Butler. Lefty somehow able to turn on that. I don't know why Drew Waters would be in center. We're going to swap positions on those guys. CPU must have made a change somehow. Always love that. And this fastball is just not fooling any of these A's right now. Even Bobby Dahlbeck, I guess big fastball hitter, able to get on that, but strikes out on the curveball. Love it. Is the fastball at the top of the zone just not going to be a strike at any level of professional baseball today? Very annoying, and this one's going to drop in for a hit. Will almost certainly score a run. Waters has no play. RBI single for Joseph Ortiz. And Cole Reagans is not exactly dominating the A's the way I would have hoped. It was a fastball that got a little bit too much plate. Slider, strike 3. Goodbye. But the damage was done. A's take the lead. And Nolan Gorman works a walk. I don't know what the strike zone is here today. Got a 3-1 pitch. Borderline. That's definitely a strike, but not called a strike. And Nolan Gorman works a walk. Leadoff runner is on for Salvador Perez. Has been a ground ball double play machine for us so far this year. So we're looking for a pitch we can elevate. That was not it. I think I'd honestly prefer a strikeout to a double play here. I would hate to strike out, but oh man, the double plays are such a killer. Salvi early on everything. Change up, fastball, doesn't matter. That's why that cutter could be especially dangerous if Bieber goes to it. Got to be on the lookout for it, especially away. But got a fastball away, and Salvi doesn't miss it. Deep to right center, headed for the fountain. It's a 2-run shot for our backstop. Salvador Perez locked back in. Not a double play, but a 2-run home run. Significantly better. And the ace, Shane Bieber, for the A's, has given up the lead just like that. And that's all it takes sometimes. A bad call puts a guy on base. Should have been 3-2 to Gorman. Maybe you strike him out, maybe get an out. But then you face Salvador Perez, who wasn't missing anything. Destroyed 2 balls foul. Change-up and a fastball early on both of them. Bieber went away. Salvi stayed back. Went with the pitch. 2-run shot. And the batting average for Vinnie Pasquantino is now sub 200. Under the Mendoza line. How do we get it going with him? Vinnie Pasquantino should be one of the best hitters in our order. And he simply isn't. That one's pulled foul. Gotta remember, Bieber doesn't throw hard. We can sit back a little bit. But then you risk being late, because that one's fouled back. But good timing. And still a little bit early. Okay, we can really sit back. Even on legend difficulty. Good timing there. But popped up. Pasquantino can't buy a hit right now. How do you miss that? I mean, it is a changeup right down the middle. Was I that early with Drew Waters? Nope. Perfect timing. He just whiffs on a fastball, or changeup, excuse me, right down the middle. Kyle Isbell with a 2-out single right back up the middle. But Drew Waters, man, I mean, he stinks. That one crushed to deep left. If it's fair, it's gone, and it's foul. 2-2 now to Garcia. Got a fastball inner third, tried to pull it. He did, but couldn't quite keep it fair. That is a nasty slider there. Good timing, but better location from Shane Bieber. Salvi, though, goes yard. We take that lead back. Or at least we take the lead. Never had it, but we did take it there. What are you looking for, Story Ruiz? I'm sorry, that is a terrible AB. And honestly, based off his first at-bat, that's a lot more like it. Fastball hitting the direction of Kyle Isbell. Probably a play Drew Waters makes, but Isbell makes it look easy. Ignore whatever the hell happened last game, or last episode against the Tigers. That was a disaster. As we will lock back in for another Bobby Witt Jr. AB. I'd take a walk. I'd love a hit. I'd love that batting average to go up. But a walk works. Especially when you have his level of speed. Got a fastball away, though. And hits it right to Ruiz for an out. 3-2 to Dahlbeck. I'm thinking about that changeup low and away. Hopefully swings right over it, looking for that heater. And that's exactly what happens. Cole Reagans with another strikeout as he has really settled into this game. Starting to look like our ace. I don't know what was going on early. Lawrence Butler hit a ball hard. I mean, even for an out earlier in the game, we saw Brent Rooker just really hit a ball hard. But thankfully, just one run allowed. It is the A's, though. They're basically a minor league team. We want to be allowing no runs, ideally. I need 15 strikeouts from Cole Reagans. Nolan Gorman gets into this one a little bit. Deep to right field, but it's a deep park, and that is an out. Come on, Vinnie. Find one here. 3-1. Hitters count. Fastball. Just early on it. Continue to be early and early and early and early. Although, if it's good timing, we hit into a lot of outs. And that one is pieced up right at Ruiz. Back-to-back lineouts. Unlucky. Joseph Ortiz responsible for the lone run, and it looked a lot like that. Another bloop single. Joseph Ortiz trying to stretch to 2. Here's a throw from Waters, not in time. This is the luckiest guy on the planet. I think based on his exit velo, he's probably hit the ball a combined 100 miles per hour. And somehow has 3 total bases as a result. It's insane. It's probably closer to like 140 combined miles per hour. But I mean, I swear both of those can't even have been close to 80 miles per hour off the bat. And yet, he's got 3 total bases. Buy a lottery ticket, Joseph Ortiz. And this is another single. This one hit a lot better. MJ Melendez with a cannon, though. Former catcher gunned him down at the plate. Ortiz out by a mile. His luck runs out. MJ Melendez, former catcher. Rocket arm. You don't run on that. You do not run on that. 3-2, full count to Kyle Isbell. Pitch to hit. Isbell not with tremendous power, though. And when you get underneath it, it's not going to fly. Michael Garcia, get over the second baseman. Thank you. That's headed for the right center field gap. Garcia runs well, but so does Ruiz in center field. And that limits Garcia to just a double. Great piece of hitting, though. Love to see it. 10th double of the year for Michael Garcia. Did a good job of going with that pitch. The only thing was it going to stay low enough for Geloff to be able to make a play, but no, it got well over him. Now we have a runner in scoring position, 2 outs. Bobby Witt Jr. We need a hit. Come on, Bobby. That's a tough pitch. That's a tough pitch. I think we take that all day. But now it's 1-2. Can't afford to take anymore if it's close. Tough spot for Bobby Witt Jr. Swings through it. Felt like we timed it up. Bobby Witt Jr. just really struggling right now. It's the first walk of the game for Cole Reagans. Cutter just off the plate. Tried to locate, just couldn't quite do it. And here's Brent Rooker. This is changeup strikeout waiting to happen, I think. Although, could be even better. Potential double play. Scoop by Witt. Laser beam throw to first. Double play, and we're out of it. Only one runner on with an out, but not a jam, but we escape it nonetheless. Good way to make a pitch there from Cole Reagans. Bieber still in the game. 100 pitches deep, and he's somehow back out there. Well, that could be a mistake. Although MJ Melendez can't make contact on the fastball a little bit early. Bieber still has plenty of energy. He's at 102 pitches. MJ Melendez is fighting. Going to see a minimum of 7 pitches in this at-bat. Make it 8. That's a strike? How do you call that a swing from MJ Melendez? And that'll be the last batter that Shane Bieber gets. That's a bold call to call that a swing. Annoying, but that's not Velasquez, no doubter. No question. That's headed onto the concourse. We need a distance on that. Nelson Velasquez off the reliever, 117 off the bat, 462. MJ Melendez loves it. Maybe you should have left Bieber in the game. Not a good start for the A's bullpen. Nelson Velasquez crushes it off former Yankee prospect and flamethrower Luis Medina. I mean, that gets out of any park on any planet. Unbelievable swing from Velasquez. And that one's ripped. Perfect, back-to-back. Nolan Gorman rips a single. Medina is going to struggle. How about another home run, Salvi? That was hit 116 off the bat, by the way. So 2 batted balls so far against Luis Medina. 116 and 117 miles per hour. Those are not cheap shots. Those are some of the hardest hit balls you'll see in baseball. I mean, for perspective, about 120 is the very top of the league. Really, all time. And this one's hit very well to deep center field. Ruiz going back at the wall, leaping, can't make the catch. Salvi's done it again. And Luis Medina, not the right move out of the bullpen, has allowed 3 batted balls, all over 100 miles per hour. This one, the second home run allowed, second home run of the game for Salvador Perez, and it's 5-1 Royals. Salvador Perez, I mean, has not lost a step, apparently. He might be in pursuit of 30 home runs again. And you know what? He's hitting the ball well to right center. He's not needing to pull the ball, still has the strength to get it out, and that will be all for Luis Medina. 3 batters, 3 runs, 3 hits, and they go to the lefty, Kyle Muller, former Braves prospect. I believe went over in the Sean Murphy, Matt Olson deal. Were those 2 separate deals? What's the deal with that one? Slider that was never a strike. Apparently catches the plate. Here's a 2-2. We will not let it happen again. Inside, outside swing. Looking for that foul line. Can't find it. Very late hat from Pasquantino. Just didn't want to strike out. Nearly hit. That's going to be caught, huh? Okay. Yeah, Pasquantino continues to struggle. And that's a strikeout. Great spot from Muller. Drew Waters, again, felt like we timed it up, but couldn't get the bat on it. Damage done, though. Velasquez and Perez with big home runs. Gonna get the bullpen going, but I'd love to see Cole Reagans work quickly to get through this 7th inning. He's at 97 pitches right now. This is going to be a fairly quick out. Just 3 pitches. Butler goes down after the pirouette from Cole Reagans. Ground ball at Bobby Witt Jr. It's out number 2. 1-2 to Hernaiz. Ground ball at Gorman. Diving stop, but no play. And I think that's going to be it for Cole Reagans. That's got to be it. We're going to bring on Phil Maton. 3 ERA so far this year. Right-handers really struggle against him. And for Maton, I'm looking for him to get 4 outs. Big pickup in free agency for us. Nasty pitch. You forget just how much movement that pitch has. It is disgusting. Ortiz trying to do it again. Oh my goodness, this guy. Absolutely no shame. He will bloop it to right center consistently, but that one can't squeak past Quintino. And that is a big out number 3. Kyle Isbell having a great season. It will not continue. Just has no power at all. Maikel Garcia works a walk. I'd like a little bit more insurance, just in case. Bobby Witt Jr. 0 for 3, but nice matchup against a lefty here. Just really searching for it. Really just wanted to do anything. Just not going to be one of those pitches to hit. But that is, Bobby Witt Jr. smokes this one to left. Please don't make a play. Diving attempt. Not going to be caught. Bobby Witt Jr. getting around second. He's traveling to third. Garcia scores, and Witt slides in safe with a triple. 0 for 3. Well, now he's got 3 total bases for this game. Big RBI triple for our speedy shortstop superstar. It's a lot of S's for you. MJ Melendez not especially good against lefties, but he deserves a chance to stay in this game and to hit. This one's hit very high. Fairly deep. Deep enough for Bobby Witt, you'd have to think. He tags and scores easily. It's 7-1 Royals. No save situation. We're going to go to Carlos Hernandez. 0 ERA on the year. I mean, you can't get into a more favorable situation here. Completely low leverage. He's got nasty stuff. Big-time fastball. I'm looking for a 1-2-3 and the win. It's a good start. Ground ball at the Pasquatch. Out number 1. Curveball, ground ball at Witt. Estory Ruiz runs very well. Witt's got a great arm. Out number 2. Carlos Hernandez, 1 strike away from ending this 8th inning strong, and there it is. He'll, of course, have the 9th as well, but great pitching, great stuff, and he should just lead us to a win here in a minute. Not going to get the win, obviously. That'll be Cole Reagans if all goes well. Full count to Gorman. Just can't stay back on that slider. But sat back on the fastball. Another home run for the Royals. Gorman starting to lock in. Love to see it. Couple of hits in this one for him. Lefty, lefty, crime. Better contact against lefty, slightly worse power. Wouldn't have known it on that swing. Rip to right. Another homer. It's 8-1 Royals. That's obviously why we sat down our big-time relievers. Bill Maton. Closer, James MacArthur. Send it to Carlos Hernandez for the win. If he allows a couple runs, whatever. But hopefully he doesn't. Gorman, big-time solo shot. And they're actually going to make a change. Danny Jimenez here. Kind of an interesting move. I mean, you might not even have a bottom of the 9th unless you do something miraculous. Salvi strikes out, to be fair. Carlos Hernandez on for the win. Well, again, won't get the win, but we'll win the game if he pitches well enough here. This one's hit super deep to left. Melendez going back has already made a great play in this game. How about another? Great job from Melendez. Fastball, 102 up in the zone. Forget about it, Brent. Strike 3, 102 up in the zone. Later, Lawrence. 2 home run day for Salvi. Homer for Gorman. Nelson Velasquez. Bobby Witt with an extra base hit. Same can be said for Maikel Garcia. And Reagans allowed 6 hits, but struck out 7. Only 1 earned run. Great all-around game for us. It is the A's, but it was also Shane Bieber. 5 in a row now. And all right, you know what? James MacArthur will get a chance in this one. We had him warming up in the last game. Obviously didn't get an opportunity. Decided to go for it. Last 2 innings, Carlos Hernandez. Obviously not a save situation. This one is. And MacArthur's in a bit of a spot. Runners on first and second. 1 out. Bobby Dahlbeck doesn't run especially well. Ground ball double play is exactly what we're looking for here. Just want to get that sinker in. Force a bad swing, but Dahlbeck's not going to chase. Good slider. He's not chasing. Don't want to load the bases here. But we're going to. Bases loaded. 1 out for Justin Henry Malloy. Has really struggled this year. Probably his rookie season. May have come up last season. Of course, hard to know that now. Hitting .043 this season with runners in scoring position. His clutch is just 45. This looks like it is his rookie season. It's not been a great one so far, but he's going to be in a really good opportunity, really good position, I should say, to at least tie the game. All he needs to do, no strikeout, no double play. Good sinker, strike 3, Malloy down looking. 3 takes in a row. Got us on the first 2, not that one. And of course, it is Astory Ruiz, the bane of my existence so far. What would it take to get some of these guys to chase? The A's are the most disciplined group of hitters I've ever seen. And yes, that's how I know it's a video game. Unbelievable. What are these takes? Try to get a fastball by him. Up in the zone, Ruiz chases but gets a piece. 2-2. Tunnel it with the curveball. Yep. Strike 3. We stepped on home. Force at any base. Game over. We win a close one. Pasquantino with a homer. MJ Melendez 2 for 3 because of course he was. And look at Kyle Wright. 8 innings pitched. Allows just 4 hits, 3 walks, 10 strikeouts, and no earned runs. Why is Kyle Wright one of the best pitchers in the league here? Again, I don't care why. I'm not complaining. That's amazing. 6-2 over the A's. Andrew McCutchen with a 2-home run game. He'll be facing Luis Medina. We know we can hit him. That's no question. Now, whether or not Andrew McCutchen's going to be able to get a 3rd homer, a little bit tougher against the right-hander, but maybe not that tough against Luis Medina. Just get a fastball and hit it out. I mean, that's what we did earlier. Michael Garcia takes off. We tried to go hit and run, but he had that base stolen easily. Good thing it was not even close, and we completely whiff with McCutchen. Just got a little bit scared about him not making that, but Garcia steals the base easily. Not even that great of a jump, to be honest, but has enough speed to get it done. And now we can actually have a serious AB. That ball's hit decently well, at least in the right spot. RBI single for Andrew McCutchen. Garcia scores. We extend our lead. Not a 3rd homer, but a very good result. That'd be his last at bat. Goes 3 for 4, 2 home runs, 3 RBIs. It's a great day. Michael Garcia homers. MJ Melendez 2 for 4 with a home run as well. Pasquantino 2 for 4. Where is Bobby Witt Jr. as Brady Singer comes back down to earth? He had been dominating this one, not so much. Fine start, fine, but not dominant. And look at this run. We have not lost a game in May. We had a decent enough April. This team is on fire right now, and of course we lose. And now we're about to lose 12-0. But we came back 12-4. Came back a little bit. And hold on a minute. Look at Joey Burdick here. First baseman, but can play 3rd and right field. 100% scouted. Potential 82 to 92 is fine. But the overall looks incredible. Guaranteed pretty much 70 to 80. He's got incredible contact. Very good power. Very good vision and discipline. I know he's just a first baseman, but can play other positions. Could be incredible if we can get in position to take him. I'll add Damian Martinez in there. I mean, the potential looks unbelievable. Whether any of that's even close to accurate, we'll find out. Kyle Wright with a shutout. 3 walks, only 2 hits, 10 strikeouts again for Kyle Wright. What is this guy doing? He's got to be on steroids. We're about to get a suspension for Kyle Wright coming through. He's been unreal. And the pitch count's not even in that bad of a spot considering it's a 9th inning. You can't really make that mistake to Rafael Devers. It's not a great one. But 95 pitches. Obviously could be a lot lower. Maybe not a lot lower. It's a 9th inning, but it could be lower. But that's a fantastic spot to be in. Rafael Devers works on. But could be a ground ball double play. Again, not really a bad pitch count so far. That's over the leaping Bobby Witt Jr. And we might have to take Kyle right out of this game. Devers gets a 3rd. He might even be trying to score on this, but he's going to stop. It's a double for Tristan Casas. And Kyle Wright might have to go. Yeah, they're going to make a change. And, oh my goodness, they forced extras. They scored 4. Bobby Witt Jr. goes 2 for 5, 2 extra base hits, including a home run. Oh my God, that game got way too close. Just could not get an out with Kyle Wright. Nelson Velasquez, 3 for 3. Triple away from the cycle. Going to be very tough to hit a cycle. It just is. The triple is the hardest part. It is the rarest part. And Velasquez does not run especially well. But it's bottom 7. We're down in this game. How are we possibly losing when Nelson Velasquez might hit for the cycle? In the cleanup spot. Nobody's getting on. Brutal. That's just going to be a ground ball double play. Nope. Well, only there were 2 out, so I didn't notice that. Red Sox win. Marcelo Myers called up. Apparently crushing it. Well, I'm a lot less interested in Damian Martinez now that he's 85% scouted. Well, to be fair, his overall still looks crazy high, but the potential looks crazy low. What does that mean? Does it mean he's only going to get worse? I'm super confused about that. I'll leave him in that spot for a few days. I simply don't know how. I don't know how, like, that is even possible. I will say, Nelson Velasquez and MJ Melendez both turning into superstars was not on my bingo card. Certainly not ready for it. But, again, not complaining. That would be spectacular. I'd love to see a hit here from Nelson. It's going to go into foul territory. Hopefully get out of play. Wow. Catch made. Unbelievable. Well, Nick Castellanos, Gold Glover. Yeah. Okay. Salvador Perez. What? Torn rotator cuff out over 6 months. That is absolutely devastating. And a major, major blow to our lineup. Freddie Fermin will replace him. We'll call up a catcher. That is completely devastating. That is so bad. This is not going to be the Blake Mitchell call-up, though. Logan Porter. Welcome to the majors. Got to add him to the 40-man, of course. Don't want to do that, but we'll add him. And we could also call up somebody else. Nick Prado, crushing it at AAA. He deserves the MLB call-up. So the full scouting report on Damian Martinez is so weird. 58 to 70 potential, but he's a 69 to 81 overall player. Everything really profiles to be above average, like everything. But will he ever reach that potential? I'm so confused. And now Jonathan Loaizaga with an injury. Forearm tightness, out for a few days. We're going to keep him active, though. Unfortunately, needs Tommy John in real life. Sucks. But, dude, all these pitchers are getting injured. Reliever or not. I mean, they're just all out here throwing so hard. And, I mean, you're seeing the results. So many injuries. Carlos Hernandez trying to get out of a jam here. Top 13, 2 outs, tie game. So this will probably be the last jump in of the video. Royals, Tigers, AL Central Baseball, extra innings. And, I mean, we're pretty deep into this game. Carlos Hernandez already getting tired. How many pitches has he thrown? 26 out of the bullpen. Loaizaga's back. We have Asa Lacy. Loaizaga's been shut down. Oh, my goodness. That's 26 2/3 innings with a .34 ERA. We're going to get MacArthur up as well. I'd love Hernandez to just get me one more out. It's Matt Vierling. Oh, I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. I don't know if the control's there. Got to pump fastballs. 2-0. And it is Bell, who's down to gold defense from Diamond. Makes the out, but I don't like that he's getting worse at the only thing he's good at. We might need to change this order. We have 3 lefties in a row. Nick Prado's in the game. Might have been a pinch hitter, to be fair. Jason Foley is the Tigers' closer in real life. How is he here in the game, though, is the question. Pitching clutch only a 61. This is a guy we could be able to hit a little bit. 58 clutch for MJ Melendez is not great, though. But all you need to do, get that runner over the third base. 1-1. If ever there was a time to be early on pitches, it's right now. Pull the ball on the ground, get the runner over to third. Sac fly wins the game. Good take. Foley throws gas, though. 99-mile-per-hour sinker. That one's ripped past the diving second baseman. No, not quite, actually. Nearly. I thought that was going to roll out into the outfield after he couldn't glove it, but stays in the infield. Base hit for Melendez does the job. Here's Nick Prado hitting .333 after the call-up. That's just 1 hit and 3 at-bats. Oh, that one was crushed foul. 106 off the bat. Could not stay back on it. Double play is fine here, which is not even going to happen. Infield's in. Prado hopefully legs out anything. Back up the middle. Base knock. Game over. Nick Prado, hero in 13 innings. Royals love it. Everyone got in the game. I mean, I saw Dairon Blanco out there. Jay Melendez with a homer in this one. Bobby Witt 2 for 5 with a double. Good win. Carlos Hernandez needs to go 3 innings. Allows 0 earned runs in those 3. Great job. Kerry Carpenter with 2 home runs. What? But what a month for us in May. We're 34-25, crushing it. And that'll do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.